This also explains why so many people are not well. It also explains why we have a lot of mental illness today. It also explains why people are aging far too young. It has a lot to do with sleep. Now, there are things that will definitely stop sleep. If you wake in the night, can't sleep, the worst thing you can do is look at your phone. Because remember what those devices are giving off, blue light? Yes, it's a different frequency to the sunlight, so you won't get the benefits of sunlight, but it's similar enough to give your brain the message, daytime, wake up! You won't sleep after you've looked at your phone, or very difficult to get back to sleep.
It's 3 a.m. The house is quiet. The world is sleeping soundly, yet there you are, wide awake once more. If this sounds familiar, understand you're not alone in this. So many people past 60 find themselves staring at the ceiling, night after night, wondering why restful sleep just won't come. Perhaps you've tried the usual suggestions, warm milk, counting sheep, even prescription sleep aids, but nothing seems to provide lasting relief. The truth is, waking at 3 a.m. isn't simply an unavoidable part of getting older. It's your body trying to tell you something significant. Today, we're going to uncover what that is, using clear, understandable language. No confusing medical terms, just straightforward information for real people, because you deserve peaceful sleep, regardless of your age. Now, it's important to know this. You haven't done anything wrong. This isn't your fault. Our bodies naturally change as we age. That's simply nature's course. But that doesn't mean you have to accept restless nights as an inevitable part of later life. Imagine how much better you'd feel if you could sleep through the night again. Picture waking up truly refreshed, with the energy to genuinely enjoy your day, spend time with loved ones, or finally pursue that hobby you've postponed. This isn't just a hopeful thought, it's entirely possible. The key lies in understanding what's truly happening inside your body at 3 a.m. It could be a shift in your body's natural rhythms, a side effect from medication, or even something as simple as what you ate for dinner. Once we pinpoint the underlying cause, we can work together on finding the solution. And don't worry, we're not talking about drastic lifestyle overhauls or expensive treatments. Small, practical adjustments can make an immense difference. So if you're tired of feeling perpetually tired, stick with me. We'll approach this one step at a time, at your own pace, because a good night's sleep isn't a luxury, it's fundamental to your well-being. Before we dive in, please share in the comments where you're watching from and what other health topics you'd like to see discussed in future videos. The simple truth about why you wake at 3 a.m. Let's have an honest discussion about what's actually happening within your body during the night. I'll explain this using clear, everyday terms, without any bewildering medical jargon, just the plain facts about why sleep patterns shift as we get older. Your body's internal clock is adjusting. Remember being able to stay up late and sleep until sunrise? Those days might be a distant memory, but there's a valid reason. Each of us has an internal clock that dictates our sleep and wake times. As we age, this clock tends to shift forward, much like unintentionally setting your watch an hour ahead. While doctors refer to this as an advanced sleep phase, you can simply think of it as your body wanting to go to bed and wake up earlier than it used to. This explains why you might feel drowsy right after dinner, but then find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. Your body perceives it as morning already. Approximately 1 in 3 individuals over 65 experience this. The good news? Recognizing this is the first step toward finding a resolution. Later, I'll share straightforward ways to gently recalibrate your internal clock so you can sleep through the night again.
Sleep. I want to show you what happens when you sleep. And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why. There's a little tiny gland in the base of the brain, and it's called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is about the size of maybe a a macadamia nut, and it's right in the base of your brain. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night, but only in certain hours. In the winter time, it's between 9 and 2. And at the moment, it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. Why only those times? It has much to do with the moons and the tides. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where your body clock is located. And your body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And these are the hormones that are released. One is melatonin. A lot of people have heard of melatonin. Some people that don't sleep very well take melatonin. Well, we naturally release melatonin in that time, and it's called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. So it is this hormone that probably is mostly responsible for the fix and rejuvenation that's happening in our brain and our body while we sleep.
Your sleep hormones are changing too. Now let's discuss 2 important chemical messengers in your body, melatonin and cortisol. Melatonin acts like your body's natural sedative. It makes you feel sleepy as darkness falls. Cortisol, on the other hand, is your body's natural alarm clock, helping you awaken in the morning. Here's how they change with age. We produce less melatonin, about half as much at 60 as we did at 20. And cortisol levels can spike at inappropriate times, such as in the middle of the night. This explains why you might struggle to fall asleep, suddenly wake up at 3 a.m., feeling alert, and then find it difficult to return to sleep. But before you become concerned, understand this. There are safe, natural methods to help rebalance these hormones. Simple actions like getting morning sunlight or adjusting your meal timings can make a substantial difference. We'll cover all these solutions soon. Your sleep isn't as deep as it used to be. When you were younger, you likely slept profoundly. Nothing could disturb you. Now, the slightest sound, or even your own thoughts, might interrupt your rest. Here's the reason. Younger individuals typically spend about 20% of the night in deep sleep, that heavy restorative stage where you don't dream. However, after 60, we might only achieve 5 to 10% deep sleep. Instead, we spend more time in light sleep, which is much easier to interrupt. Think of it this way. Youthful sleep is like being at the bottom of a deep swimming pool, making it difficult to disturb. Older sleep is more like floating near the surface. Every small ripple affects you. This doesn't mean you're destined for perpetual poor sleep. There are proven methods to enhance your deep sleep, make your light sleep more restful, and reduce nighttime awakenings. Simple adjustments to your bedtime routine, your diet, and how you prepare your bedroom can help you achieve more of that valuable deep sleep your body craves. Stay with me, and I'll guide you through each one. Why you really wake up at 3 a.m., the silent nighttime struggle. It's 3 a.m., the house is perfectly still. You should be sleeping peacefully, yet here you are, awake again. This isn't just occasional restlessness. Night after night, your eyes open at this precise hour, leaving you feeling frustrated and utterly drained. Let's gently investigate what might truly be happening inside your body during these consistent nighttime awakenings. The breathing you don't recall stopping. Many of us don't realize our breathing patterns change during sleep as we age past 60. The muscles in our throat naturally relax more. Sometimes they relax excessively, briefly blocking airflow, just enough to startle us awake. You might not remember gasping for air, but you might notice a dry mouth upon waking, morning headaches that fade by afternoon, and unexplained daytime fatigue despite getting enough hours in bed. This interrupted breathing pattern most commonly strikes in the early morning hours when sleep is lightest. The restless urge you can't explain. Then there's that peculiar sensation, not quite pain, but an overwhelming need to move your legs. It emerges as you try to settle down for the night or returns when you wake at 3 a.m. Science indicates this discomfort becomes more frequent with age because nerve signals in our limbs become more sensitive. Iron processing subtly changes over decades, and circulation isn't what it once was. What feels like restless energy is actually your nervous system sending mixed messages during the quietest hours of the night, the aches that keep their own schedule. Our joints have a cruel way of reminding us of their presence. That hip or knee that barely bothers you during the day suddenly demands attention at 3 a.m. This occurs because nighttime inflammation follows different rhythms as we age. Lying still allows fluid to pool differently in joints, and the body's natural pain relief systems become less effective. The pain isn't in your imagination, it's your body's response to changes that happen with the passing years. The medicines that work against you. Here's something few consider. The very medications intended to help us might be contributing to our sleeplessness. Common prescriptions taken by millions of older adults can increase nighttime urination if taken too late, alter sleep architecture without obvious warning, and create subtle chemical imbalances that surface during the night. The irony is poignant. We take pills to improve our health, only to have them steal our precious sleep. The midnight mind that won't rest. Perhaps most frustrating are those nights when nothing physically seems wrong, yet your mind races the moment you wake. This isn't simply worrying, it's your brain chemistry changing. Maintaining sleep becomes harder after 60. Stress hormones often spike at unnatural times, and the boundary between sleep and wakefulness blurs. Your anxious thoughts at 3 a.m. aren't a personal failing. They're the result of biological shifts occurring in every aging brain. A gentle truth. These nighttime awakenings aren't character flaws or personal weaknesses. They are your body's honest response to the natural progression of time. While we can't reverse the clock, understanding these changes is the first step toward achieving better rest. In our next conversation, we'll explore how to work with these changes rather than struggle against them.
And if you happen to start thinking negativity, or one thing that'll always stop you sleeping is getting annoyed with the fact that you can't sleep. And remember, nerves that lie together fire together. So once you start getting annoyed, you'll start to think of all the terrible things in your life. You'll start to think of, and that's why if you go over to be thankful, list in your mind all the things that you're thankful for, and then you'll find, remember, nerves that lie together fire together, more positive things will come up. And be careful what you say, because as you'll see on Saturday morning, your words affect your thoughts. And one lady said to me, "I can't sleep, I never sleep, I can't sleep." I said to her, "Please don't say that anymore." She said, "But it's true." I said, "Is it helping?" She said, "No."
When your mind won't let you sleep, the 3 a.m. worry cycle. My neighbor Evelyn used to call 3 a.m. her worry time. She'd wake with a start, her heart pounding, and within seconds, her mind would be racing through every problem she'd ever had. "It's like my brain saves up all the stressful thoughts and then unleashes them on me in the middle of the night," she told me one morning over coffee, rubbing her tired eyes. This phenomenon is incredibly common among older adults, as our brains undergo natural changes that make us more prone to nighttime anxiety. Why our brains do this? Evelyn's doctor explained the fascinating science behind these nighttime worries. As we age, our sleep architecture changes, and we spend more time in lighter sleep stages. During these vulnerable periods, our brain's default mode network, responsible for self-reflection and emotional processing, becomes hyperactive. Compounding this is the natural cortisol spike that occurs between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., a remnant from our evolutionary past when nighttime alertness could mean survival. These biological factors create the perfect storm for 3 a.m. anxiety attacks. The stress spiral. What Evelyn found most revealing was understanding the vicious cycle of nighttime anxiety. It would begin with a minor concern, perhaps about an upcoming doctor's appointment. This initial worry would trigger a small cortisol release, making her more alert. The increased alertness then made her notice more worries, which in turn released more cortisol. Before long, she'd be wide awake, catastrophizing about everything from household repairs to climate change. I'd find myself stressing about problems that didn't even exist during daylight hours, she confessed.
Stress certainly decreases the output of the hormones at night. And isn't it true, when we lay down to go to sleep, then our mind starts to work. It's called the chat room. Chat, 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 chat. And this is what my mind does. Right, I'm going to do that, and I'll start a garden there, and I'll... You've got to get out of that chat room. Now, so lay there and be thankful. It's like one man, and this is what I found, is that some people who can't sleep, and you will come across this, I can't sleep, this is ridiculous, I've got to sleep, why can't I sleep, I've got a big day tomorrow. That person will never sleep. Do you sleep if you're getting annoyed with the fact that you can't sleep? So we're actually going to also say getting annoyed. This is ridiculous. I should be asleep. I need my sleep. So I come get an email from a lady. I'm still not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm tired in the day. How can I ever heal without sleep? And she goes on and on.
The power of changing your perspective. The breakthrough came when Evelyn's therapist shared a simple but powerful metaphor. 3 a.m. thoughts are like drunk texts. Never trust them. This humorous comparison helped Evelyn recognize that nighttime worries are often distorted versions of reality. The darkness, isolation, and fatigue of the early morning hours amplify our concerns beyond their actual significance. Understanding this helped Evelyn stop taking her 3 a.m. thoughts so seriously. Practical solutions that work. Evelyn developed a simple 3-step routine for these wakeful nights. First, she performs a reality check, asking if the worry truly requires immediate attention. Next, she downloads her thoughts by writing them down in a bedside notebook. Finally, she practices 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. The notebook trick works wonders, Evelyn says. Seeing my worries written down makes them feel smaller and more manageable. A new relationship with nighttime. While Evelyn still experiences occasional nighttime wakefulness, her approach has completely changed. Now, when I wake up anxious, I don't get upset about being awake, she explains. I just go through my routine and trust that sleep will return. This shift in perspective, from frustration to acceptance, has made all the difference in her sleep quality and overall well-being. You're not alone. Evelyn's story illustrates what sleep researchers are increasingly recognizing. Nighttime anxiety is a common, biologically driven experience, not a personal failing. By understanding the mechanisms behind these wakeful episodes and having simple coping strategies ready, we can transform our relationship with those quiet nighttime hours. The goal isn't perfection, but rather developing the tools to navigate these moments with compassion and effectiveness, finding your way back to restful nights. Finding your way back to restful nights. Reset your internal clock with morning light. That groggy, unrested feeling you often experience stems from a disrupted circadian rhythm. A simple yet powerful solution is getting 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure while having your coffee or tea. This natural light therapy helps regulate melatonin production and strengthens your sleep-wake cycle. Even on cloudy days or sitting by a sunny window, this practice can significantly reduce nighttime awakenings within days by properly aligning your body's internal clock. Morning light exposure is particularly crucial for seniors, as our eyes' lenses yellow with age, reducing light absorption. The earlier you can get sunlight after waking, the stronger the signal to your biological clock. Consistency matters more than duration. Even 5 minutes daily helps reinforce this rhythm. Create a soothing evening routine. Your pre-bedtime activities may be secretly sabotaging your sleep. Replace stimulating television shows or news programs with calming alternatives like soft music, audiobooks, or light reading. Incorporate gentle seated stretches and dim the lights about an hour before bedtime. These changes work by lowering cortisol levels and activating your body's natural relaxation response, making it easier to fall and stay asleep through the night. As we age, Our bodies become more sensitive to evening stimulation while producing less natural sleep chemicals. A predictable wind-down routine compensates for these changes. The blue light from screens is especially disruptive. Try amber reading lights instead. Your evening habits should whisper, "It's time to rest," not shout for attention.
Fresh air, I think everyone knows that. Fresh air while you're sleeping, very important. So you've got that oxygen while you're sleeping. We should, pardon?
Exercise. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I'd put it there. Thank you. Absolutely. Should have been number one.
Optimize your sleep environment. Your bedroom setup plays a crucial role in sleep quality as you age. Assess and modify key elements. Install effective blackout curtains to eliminate light pollution. Maintain a cool room temperature between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove or cover all electronic light sources. These adjustments create ideal sleeping conditions by minimizing disruptions and reinforcing your brain's association between the bedroom and restful sleep. Older adults often sleep better with heavier blankets for comfort while keeping the room cool. Consider using a white noise machine to mask disruptive sounds that become more noticeable with age. Your mattress and pillow support needs may have changed. Don't hesitate to update them for better spinal alignment.
Large meal at night. We should be eating breakfast like a king. We ate like a king this morning, didn't we? Lunch like a queen. And you know, sometimes the queen eats as much as the king. And tea like a pauper. One lady said, "What do paupers eat?" I said, "Sometimes nothing." When we lay down to sleep, our whole body wants to sleep. But if you've got food in your stomach, your body can't sleep. Your stomach can't sleep. Because it must digest that meal, because in that warm environment, the food can begin to rot. And you could be poisoned by the fumes. That's ptomaine poisoning. You've heard of ptomaine poisoning? Sort of an old term, Ptomane. That's from food rotting in the stomach and the fumes coming off it. So the large meal at night.
Choose sleep-friendly evening snacks. Your nighttime eating habits directly impact sleep maintenance. Replace sugary snacks that cause blood sugar crashes with balanced options containing complex carbohydrates and healthy fats. Good choices include oatmeal with walnuts, banana with almond butter, or whole grain crackers with cheese. These foods provide steady overnight energy and contain natural sleep-promoting nutrients like tryptophan and magnesium. Digestion slows with age, making lighter evening meals especially important. Tart cherry juice contains natural melatonin, while pumpkin seeds offer magnesium for muscle relaxation. Avoid fluids 2 hours before bed to minimize bathroom trips, but stay hydrated earlier in the day. When to seek help for your sleep signs. You should talk to your doctor if you've tried lifestyle changes but still regularly wake up exhausted. It may be time to consult a healthcare professional. Pay attention to these warning signs: loud snoring with choking sensations, possible sleep apnea, restless legs that keep you awake, or daytime fatigue that affects your mood and concentration. Don't dismiss these as normal aging. They could indicate treatable conditions. Simple sleep tests are available. Modern sleep evaluations are easier than you might think. Many doctors start with take-home tests that you complete in your own bed. If needed, overnight sleep studies now use comfortable, non-invasive equipment. Simple blood tests can also check for vitamin deficiencies or thyroid issues that commonly disrupt sleep after 60. Closing thoughts for better sleep and brighter days. As we conclude, remember this: good sleep isn't a luxury. It's the quiet foundation that allows you to enjoy life to the fullest. Those small changes we've discussed, morning light, calming evenings, a sleep-friendly bedroom, aren't just about closing your eyes at night. They're about opening them each morning feeling refreshed, ready for whatever the day brings. Perhaps you'll start by stepping outside with your cup of tea tomorrow, or finally covering that blinking light in your bedroom. Perhaps you'll have a conversation with your doctor about the persistent fatigue that's been affecting you. Whatever step you take, know this: every small improvement adds up. You've dedicated years to caring for others. Now it's time to give yourself the gift of rest. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, remember you're not just working toward better sleep, you're investing in more vibrant days, clearer thoughts, and the energy to truly savor this chapter of life. Here's to peaceful nights and to all the joyful moments they'll help you awaken for. Sweet dreams, you've got this. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on living your healthiest life. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay healthy.